Hi, Judge Stoudt. So, commissioners held court this morning, and one of the big things you talked about was the budget, and of course, it passed. What is the budget?
Well, the budget this year I've called it a transitional budget year for Gregg County because there's so many capital projects that we've got in the budget this year. There's probably more than we've ever done in 1 year that I can remember. Obviously, the big one being the parking facility that's being built. That's $24 million. We've got a $20 million project at the airport and a couple other million that we're spending for an ARF unit, which is an airport fire truck, a new jet bridge, over $1 million, and some other improvements at the airport that's quite expensive. So, and then we're building a new office complex in JP office, tax office, and constable's office for precinct 2. As well as the same being replaced in precinct 3 over in Kilgore. We'll be building a new building as well over there, replacing 2 buildings that are well in excess of 50, 60 years old. They're way past their time. Should have been replaced years ago, and we're just now doing it now.
Okay, so it's so because of that, it's a little added expense.
Absolutely, this budget year is probably one of the bigger ones, and it's because of all the capital projects we've got going on, and they're expensive, and we're getting them done.
And I guess part of it is the parking facility.
Absolutely, yeah. That one's $24 million by itself, and we put $7 million in reserves, and the voter approved $19 million. That's to borrow money. We only borrowed 17. We put $7 million of reserves toward it. So, and with a 5-year call, the 20-year amortization. So, it's my hope that we can, in 5 years, we can certainly take that debt down quite a bit, refinance it, or, if luck has it, we maybe can pay it off. Who knows? So we'll see.
So, how much is the budget?
The budget total, with the operational budget, is a $71 million, and then capital is about $62 million. So together, it's about about $132 million.
Okay, and so I guess because of that, you had to raise taxes a little bit.
Well, the 65% of the tax rate was one that was approved by the voters for the parking facility, and then we raised an additional 0.8 cents, which is makes it a total of 2 cents an increase, which the voters approved, about 65% of that for the parking facility, and then we raised an additional 0.8 cents, making it around it at 2 cents. And a lot of that reasoning was because we gave we've had continual issues with what we were paying our law enforcement, and it's been on my radar to deal with that over the last few years, which we have, and we continue to deal with it, and we continue to deal with it this year. In this year's budget, I think we average cost every law enforcement personnel got a $4,800 raise, and we're still below market. We still aren't the highest paid. We're not the lowest anymore. We used to be the lowest, but we're still not up there where some of our peers around us, similar counties, what they pay, and we're going to continue to address it. I'm very big on law enforcement, and I promised the voters when I came into this office we were strong law enforcement, and that's never wavered, and we will not waver now. We will maintain a strong law enforcement, and the way you get it and the way you keep it is you got to take care of law enforcement, and that's what I plan on doing.
So, and of course that extends to the jail, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, the jail, when you've got an average population between 600 or 700 people a day that you take care of, you feed 3 meals a day, you take care of all the medical bills. It's an expensive proposition.
Now, as far as what the taxpayers are going to be paying, what does that break down to per year?
Well, if you take it what we have in Gregg County, the average home value, if you average all of our homes together, is about $172,000. There's some very much higher than that. There's some lower than that, but the average is about $172,000. And if you apply that to the new tax rate, the taxpayer will pay about an additional $82 a year.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess there were a few questions about the budget, but for the most part, it went pretty quickly.
Well, it did. We have a lot of department head meetings during the budget process. We try and be very open and transparent and talk about all the issues we've got going with. And I think we've done a pretty good job of putting together a budget that we can afford, we can pay for, and really accomplish it. As I said, this is, to me, is a transitional year for Gregg County in terms of other projects we've got going on. Every year won't be like this. We won't be spending this kind of money every year, obviously. But this year is one of those things where everything just came into time. The timing was the way it was, and we had put off these big capital projects simply because of the last 4 or 5 years have been so volatile regarding the economy and inflation and so many other things that affected that we had just been pushing these projects down the road, and the court finally decided that it was time to move. And I think it was the right decision because inflation is starting to come down a little bit, and the building costs have come down considerably from what they were when we first started. So we think we did the right thing.
Yeah, I guess, the longer you wait, the more cost goes up.
And no question about it. I mean, we've been talking about this parking facility for before I got here. And 10, 15 years ago, the parking facility would have been about 10 million. And it's 24 million. So, I mean, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost. And we didn't want it to cost anymore. So we thought time was to go now.
There you go. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm pleased with the budget. It passed 5-0, and I think we covered as many things as we could, the best way we could, and I hope that in the future the voters will see what's taking place around this county, that all the road projects, the infrastructure projects, all the other projects that weren't even mentioned in the budget that we've got scheduled with Stoudt regarding major thoroughfares, the Harrison Road that's getting ready to complete, they're getting ready to start 42. Highway 31. We've just got a tremendous amount of projects that are on schedule, and the great thing about it, they're all funded. That's the great thing about it. They're all funded, and so we're excited about that. So these next couple of years are going to be very transforming for the county itself.
All right, good deal. Thanks, Judge.
Okay.